All right. You have to try this again. There you go. I'm shooting a second part because my phone overheated the first time, and I feel bad about that. So we're going to give you a little more bang for your buck. If you care to tune in, I'm now going to ink this one with my Prismacolor Premier pens. I got a whole bin of them here. All right, let's see here. Let's see. Let's start with the brush. I always like starting with the brush pen. Let's see. Nope. Brush pen. Nope. It's in here somewhere. Found it. All right, here we go. I've got my Prismacolor Premier brush pen, and now I'm going to ink all over this. Hey guys, how you doing? Thanks for joining in. It's kind of funky being with Mr. Guera, hanging out with Mr. Guera on the weekend, but that's just what we're doing. All right, so I've already sketched out the icebreaker here. It's looking pretty good. I am going to now ink over it very carefully. Now with a brush pen, you got to be careful because you want to start out on the tip for thin lines and then kind of lean it on the side for thicker lines. Here we go. Now you want to lean it on the sides that curve out the most. So because this character has kind of a hip coming out this way, I want to make that line thicker and then go thinner. Now, as always, I remember when I was younger, I used to think, oh, that looks awesome. I wish I could do that. This person, that person, they make it look so easy. Well, sure, they've had lots of practice. And so should you have. So if you're interested in getting accomplished, I'm not the best by any means, but I have had a good amount of practice. There you go. So this character has this, I'm not sure what you would call this. It's kind of like a boot, a big colorful boot that goes up the leg. And that's what I'm going to go have to finish over here. I'm going to go on this side. Sweet. Boot over here. Don't mind my sound effects. You guys know me. I like to do lots of sound effects. I don't know, just makes it more interesting. Okay, so then we got to do this foot. Awesome. Make it wide and make it skinny. And put in those two toes. So now you've got those boots. Looks pretty good. Okay. I should tell you guys, every once in a while, I'll look up at my iPad to see if anybody's joined or if anybody said anything, and sometimes I can catch what you're saying, sometimes I can't. Maybe if I tap this button. No, it's not showing me much. So, I'm sorry if I missed one of your messages. I saw somebody was saying something, and then it kind of just disappeared on me. Wish I had eyes on the top of my head. All right, so now we're going to do the arm here. And again, because it's on the bottom side, we want to give that illusion of a shadow. So we put a thicker line. We put a thin line here. Great. Oh, I see. You guys are talking to each other. That's cool. That's cool. I see Elizabeth. Wonderful to have you with us. And I still don't know who the other person is, but it's wonderful to have you with us, too. I love it when my Lock Hill crew and others. Somebody else stopped in earlier before saying hello. I don't even think that they know who I am. But that's the magic of YouTube. You never know who's going to show up. Okay, so I did this little effect here to make it look a little hairy, because this creature's obviously hairy. Let's see, what else do I got? Let's go with the side of the head here. I'm going to move the light, the lamp, like so. Ah, yes. We are going to be doing some exciting stuff in the art studio tomorrow, that's right. That Molly the Mole definitely needs some finishing up. Those sculptures we're working on. It's pretty exciting. Okay, great. All right, let's keep going. And I'm trying to do like the character is moving this way. So I want to make all the hair swooshing and pointing in this direction to make it look like the creature is flying and moving in that direction. So all of my little lines for the wispy hairs need to, as much as possible, point in this direction to give it that impression that it's kind of whooshing and flying away in that way. Okay, got to get the eyes. Now these eyes are smaller eyes and they're spaced wide apart. That's part of what I call having your artist's eyes on. You want to notice how big something is, how little something is. You want to, whether it's somebody else's work that you're doing or your own work, you want to keep an eye on those things because it really helps when you put on your artist's eyes and you're really trying to utilize the paper correctly, capture as many cool things as possible. Let's see. Okay, so we got the eyes. Great. And these eyes are they're not circles, they're almost like ovals on yellow. So I'm going to capture that. We got this eye now, all right. Same kind of thing, it's got that diagonal slant downward. And beautiful. Ow, looking fantastic. Fantastic. Great. Okay, let's get the nose going on. We got to get those two little nostrils. And I know it's kind of hard to see, but there's a little upper lip that the student put on this thing too. So let's get that. First nostrils. We got to give it this yellowish snout. We got to get that. Yeah. All right, and it's got that goat-like mouth. And then it's got that upper lip that I was talking about. Looking good. Looking real good. Okay, so now let's finish off the head. She's got these little scoops on the head. It's pretty cool that she put those in there. It really does give this character a unique look. So we are setting this up. The more details that we capture during this process, this part of drawing it, the better it's going to look when we finally get to scanning this picture and putting it into the system. That part's going to be really fun. And I'm debating whether or not I should capture that because that is a very involved and harder to understand process because there's a lot of instructions having to do with the system that I use that might go over a kid's head, but maybe I'll just shoot it one of these times for fun. I'm not sure I'll do that this time, but we'll see. It doesn't hurt. Okay, so, all right. Got this. Okay, sweet. So let's continue on with the fingers. And it's got rounded edges to the fingers. So we'll make sure we get that. Wonderful. All right, let's see. How about like this? Yeah, now we're talking. Little hand details. And what's cool is it looks like the thumb, just like a bat, it looks like the thumb is a part of the wing. So I'm going to put that thumb sticking out a little bit. Gorgeous. Wonderful. Awesome. Excellent. I'm noticing you guys are talking about pie in the face. Did you know that another teacher was pied in the face on Friday? What? That video is going to be going up soon, and I'm going to do everything possible to not only finish this character, but get that video made so kids can see it on Monday tomorrow. So we're gonna do those same rounded fingers. Okay. Got this, got that. Oh boy. Cool little crystal in its hand. All right, so we've got the crystal. We've got the wings. What are we missing? Well, the background, of course. So let's get the background. I'm going to switch to a thinner pen. I've been using a brush pen this whole time, but I'm going to switch to a thinner one. Let's go with a number 3. And each of these pens, I don't know if you can see that, but it's got a number 3 right there. So I'm going to go with the number 3. And I want to do my best. I don't know if I'm going to do it justice because these are so cool. These little details, these intricate little symbols on its chest. I'll just give it a try. Why not? So I see a circle. And then it kind of dot, 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 dot into like a... I think that might be like a really cool looking snowflake that's just got all kinds of cool details coming right out of it. And I'm going to do my very best to make sure it looks exactly right. Okay, and then it curves back around. There's one coming over here. Sweet. All right, what else do we got? We got one coming out over here. Awesome. We've got one that loops around here. And then it kind of keeps going down to the belly area. Alrighty. Nice. Nice. Okay. So it's just a bunch of really fanciful designs. All right. Now what we're going to do is we're just going to quickly grab the rest of the background. And I'm going to do that by using this thinner pen. Using a thinner pen in the background means that the thicker brush that I used to make the character itself is really going to pop out. It's going to make the character pop up off the background because we don't want the character, like, where's the character? They look like this? No, we don't want any of that. So, just go ahead and draw a couple shadow lines for the neck. I'm going to quickly sketch these background elements, which look oh so cool. Yes, a little rock shape. Just like here. Let's see. And we're going to do this here. Great. All right. Okay. Get the rock down here. And this rock has two really cool looking stripes that I need to make sure I get when I'm kind of making the rock later. Every time I say the rock, I always think I'm talking about Dwayne Johnson. That's silly. Okay. And I got to get all these little rocky details, especially since the rock is going to be in the foreground, up at the front. Yes. Awesomeness. Come on, come on, come on. All these little details really help it look a little craggly. It's a good looking rock. I think sometimes when kids are drawing things, they just want to skip over the background details. And if they don't, then that was definitely me when I was a kid. I was more interested in drawing the actual character than trying to really put any solid work into the background. I actually rarely did any backgrounds when I was a kid, and I should have. I should have, because backgrounds are really fun. It gives the character like a place. It really, the background is almost as much of a storyteller as it is just like something to skip over and something not to take very seriously. All right, it's time to get this one here. Oh, I forgot his tail. Look at that. I forgot his tail, so I'm going to have to switch back to that brush pen so I can get it real quick. How could you forget the tail? Mr. Guera, losing your marbles. Okay, so let's get the brush pen real quick. And I'm going to get that cool tail detail. Get it? Tail twice, right? I know. You're welcome for my funniness. All right, here we go. The tail starts right here, curves up. Yes. And this part curves up as well. And she put this little yellow piece here that I don't want to miss, so I'm going to capture that as well. Some cool tail detail lines. All right. Then these little craggles, we're going to go back to the background. These little dark blue pieces, I like those a lot. It makes the rock look like it's shelfy. It's got these different layers, these different depths and thicknesses. Looks great. Oh, okay. Let's keep going. So, the twig. Let's capture that twig. Got to make sure that gets in there. So I'm going to redoodle the twig, except this time I'm going to kind of doodle it a little bit smaller. So that way, I don't want the twig touching the character. I want it to be its own distinct part of the drawing, so people don't get it confused. What is that? What is that? What is that? I don't want that. So I'm going to be very specific about how I draw everything on this wonderful work of art that we've got going on. All right, so we've got background. We just need the background. So we've got this shelf right here. I'm not 100% sure what it is, but I got to tell you, I like it. I like it a lot. Okay, the horizon line's way up here. And then peeking beyond the horizon line is this little guy right here. He's looking in there going, what's that? He's got one ear going kind of to the side, the other ear going straight up. And he wants to know, he's very curious, he wants to know what is going on with this character. All right. We also got the tree. We can't forget this tree. I accidentally drew over the tree, but that's all right. That's something I can fix once I plug it into the computer. It's got a branch that arcs down. It's got a branch that goes out. Comes back to the main tree, another branch that goes out. Comes back to the main tree, another branch that goes up and out. And I'm doing these craggly, crooked, crazy lines because I want it to look like a tree for sure. This one's a nice thin branch. We're going to bring it back some. There we go. And it's kind of on this mound of snow, it looks like. So we'll put that mound of snow in the background too. It's got one leaf right there. A little green leaf. Got to make sure that shows up. Got to get all those details. Now I'm going to go to an even smaller pen. Let's see here. This one is 005. So that means now we've got extra fine details to put in. Let's do that super fast. Here's one. Here's the tree. Tree's details. Awesome. All right, so we got the tree, little guy peeking in the back. The rest is just going to be colored blue. There are some snowflakes and things gently falling to the earth. So I'm going to grab a thicker pen. This is my 08. Pretty thick. Now we're going to grab this and do some circles. I'm assuming these are snowdrops. They could be hail, they could be rain. We won't know until we ask the artist, and unfortunately she's not here. One last thing. I'm going to grab my thinnest pen one more time, and I want to get this. It's either the sun's rising or setting. Either way, it is back there, so we want to make sure that it shows up in the Buzu card. Nice. Okay, so all that's left is just some mini details here and there, but for the most part, our character is done. Now I'm going to go ahead and scan this, put it back into the computer, and make sure that it's got a bunch of really cool looking details in it. I'm going to put it through a program called Adobe Illustrator and then through another program called Adobe Photoshop and bring this thing to life. I'm excited. I'm very thankful for you all who have shown up and have had fun. I hope you've learned something. And I will see you guys tomorrow, or at least next time on the next Mr. Guera Live. Don't forget to follow. If you haven't followed, subscribe to this channel so you can get updates on when the next one is. Thank you so much. Talk to you later. Have a wonderful rest of your day.